Third step really is to optimize for search engines and to be sure that whatever content that you're producing is compatible, is probably the best word to use for it, is compatible with how Google and Bing like things. And that's not it's not an easy task, but it's a task that I think that every executive in a company now, and not just in marketing, needs to be aware of how search works. It needs to be contemplated in their overall strategy and their marketing effort, not just to the techie people like me and the marketing people like me, but everywhere across the company. They need to be thinking in these terms. You might see yourself in this quote. If you have a problem, you're trying to fix something, you got a leaky faucet. I had a situation where I couldn't get some adhesive off a hardwood floor, and I looked it up. Lots of home improvement help on the internet. We're all turning to the internet as opposed to calling someone and bothering them, because we know we can get the answer very, very quickly, sometimes in a video. So that's why you're seeing a lot of home improvement companies create videos and diagrams about how to solve home problems. And oh, by the way, here's our product that if you apply it to that adhesive that you have in your hardwood flooring, that you're going to be successful in getting it on. The other thing to know about search engine marketing is that there are a lot of little things. This is not an exact science, although we have a framework that we have developed at our company that reflects what we think and know are best practices. Google's algorithm and how they rank pages is guarded like Coca-Cola's formula for their soft drinks. Their algorithms are patented, they're very complicated, and no one knows exactly what are in them. But what we do know is the community generally agrees on what best practices are. And so in this methodology, what we look at are a few different steps. The first thing is to understand keywords and do a keyword analysis. There are databases that you can go look at and look to see how often certain terms are being searched. So getting back to the idea of parachute moments in your business, think about what those are. So if you are, one of the prime examples is mesothelioma. You may not know what mesothelioma is, but it's one of the most expensive words to buy on the internet. Attorneys like to buy that word because if someone is Googling mesothelioma, they usually have been diagnosed with it, or someone knows someone who's been diagnosed with mesothelioma. And what it means is they've been exposed to asbestos somewhere in their career, and that there's a potential lawsuit. So attorneys buy that word. You can look and find terms and see how often things are being searched. And that's really the foundation of any search marketing effort. After that, you optimize your website. There are a lot of factors involved with this. There are tools in the book that show you what these factors are, but it's being sure that your text is readable, there aren't misspellings, that there are instances where the keywords are in the pages a certain number of times. Lots of factors, more than we can get into today or would want to get into. But again, getting back to the small things, having an awareness of the factors that have to be present on your website is very important. The other thing is looking at optimizing your site off of the page. We call this off-site optimization. And this is the idea that Google ranks pages based upon how popular they are. So if we put up a web page tonight and then we have a bunch of people linking to it, Google counts those links from other pages as votes. They look at how popular those pages are and counts those as sort of secondhand votes that you'll receive. And so you have to do a lot of things off your site to make sure that that's optimized. And then we recommend going through some campaign process where you're agreeing on a strategy, you've agreed on a set of keywords, we've optimized the site, on the site, off the site, and then we're going to generate content over a 3 or 5 month period of time that follows that keyword analysis. And we're going to create that content and publish it and post it, and ultimately it's going to help us get search marketing traction. And then like any process, you want to measure, you want to look at how we're doing, and then ultimately go to the process again that started at the beginning and say what keywords are we doing well in and what keywords are we not. One of the things that we talk a lot about is that this process all takes time. And if you look at the curve between when you start and when you start really getting results with these activities, a lot of people quit in the middle. and they never see results. They say, we blogged for a couple months and nothing happened. Well, that's part of what Google looks at as its ranking factors, is what sort of longevity, consistency, and just overall, what kind of momentum does this site have with its content, and then ultimately ranks it higher over time. There's some examples in the book that are pretty interesting of that, but ultimately the idea is you have to set the course and then stay the course. A lot of people don't want to do that, so something we encourage quite a bit.